So something just came in the mail for me today, and I was kind of excited about it. There was a lot of hype online going around about this new brand of fragrances, so I decided to kind of show it off, and show it to you guys, and just give you guys my honest opinion. Of course, I'm talking about Navitus Parfums, and they just came out with their Discovery set a couple of days ago. And as soon as they came out with that, it's about $49.99, free shipping, no tax that I had to pay. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. So I got it. It came in the mail today, and I've got all the fragrances on me. I've even labeled them with a pen, so that way I know which ones are which. And yeah, I'm just gonna be going through each and every single one just to give you guys my honest opinion. Um, Now, just a disclaimer before I do any of these reviews on these fragrances. I don't actually know Steven of Red Essence Reviews. I don't actually know him. I'm not affiliated with him in any way. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know him. So I would actually say it's a good thing because I can give you guys more of an unbiased view. I know there's been a lot of uh, reviewers on YouTube that have reviewed his stuff that actually personally know him, like Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, and I can appreciate that he is trying to support his friend. But sometimes it's a little hard to give your true and honest opinion when it's someone that you know. So I wanted to try and give you guys something a little bit more unbiased. Not saying that his is biased, but just saying that it's easy to become that way when it's someone you know, when it's a process that you've had a hand in the making. So without further ado, we'll start with the first one in this Discovery set. It's called Navus, and all these names are in Latin. That's the interesting thing too. But yeah, this one's called Navus, and this one is a really kind of mass appealing, fresh fragrance. Um, in the opening, you get a lot of citrus. You get bergamot, neroli, vetiver. It's a very fresh smelling fragrance. Um, to be honest, it smells like something that Azaro released, um, like an Azaro flanker, like the chrome flankers. You know what I'm talking about? It is fresh. It's a nice fragrance, I will say. There's nothing inherently bad about it, but it's just not anything that's super unique. But if that's not really what you're looking for in a fresh fragrance, and I mean it's nice, it's definitely not a bad fragrance at all. Um, but yeah, it smells like Azaro a little bit. It's a little bit cheap smelling to me. But overall, I want to give this one probably a 7 out of 10. It's definitely not bad. The next one is going to be Intimus, which is supposed to be like intimacy, I want to say. I mean, like a date fragrance. It's supposed to be very sweet. Um, this one is, sweet in the same vein as those mass appealing bubblegummy type fragrances that we've seen in the last couple of years. I'm talking about like Invictus, Ultra Male. So yeah, this one is really a little bit too sweet for me, and the thing that is that it doesn't have a lot of depth. So it just really smells too sweet for me. Um, at least with Ultra Male, the thing I liked about it is that you could really smell the bubblegummy vibe. You could smell like the nice vanilla. You could smell the woodsiness in the background. That one had more tone, more depth to it, and this one doesn't have a lot of depth. But it's not too bad either. But what it really reminds me of is it's like somebody took Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extreme, and then they mixed it with Ultra Male, and they just put them together. And I mean, basically, it's like a mixture of those two fragrances, to me anyways. So now the next one we have is Primus, and this one. This one is easily the most interesting one to me because when I first sprayed it, I was like, that's a really like dank, dark fragrance when I first sprayed it, to me anyway. It kind of reminded me of Black Afghano, but after I let it dry down, and another thing too is it gave me kind of like bug spray vibes. Like it was really, I didn't like it too much. Now on the dry down, it got better, but it's definitely more. I don't get a lot of the top notes. Like it is fruity, it is a little bit fruity, but I get more of like the heart notes and I get more of the base notes. It's definitely heavy in oak moss. It's got that woodsy vibe to it that you get, and it's very earthy too. It smells, like I said in the beginning of this one, it smells dank. It smells earthy, and it's honestly it's a little bit green too. But it's for me it's a pretty weird scent profile. This is the only one that I smell that I really can't identify with anything else. Um, so I mean that's a good thing because I mean you want something that's gonna smell unique. I think, but this one I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So the next one we have is Absoluto, and this one is very sweet to me. But I mean, some people have been saying it gives them like a gourmand vibe, but I mean to me, it's not really a gourmand. It's really heavy on the cinnamon though. Like I think a little bit too much so for my taste. Um, in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of like it reminds me of what I smelled at my dentist office whenever I used to go to the dentist when I was a kid, like my old dental office, and so it kind of smells like that, and yeah, it's a bit weird too. But I also get where people are getting the whole idea of the whole uh, Baccarat Rouge vibe because it does have like the saffron and the other stuff into it, and like the almond cherryness. But yeah, this one I didn't care for this one too much, so I give this one a 5 out of 10. Um, the next one, I mean I don't really have too much to say about this one. Yeah, it really made me sad that they basically released a Carlisle clone. Oh, I just accidentally twisted it off. These are really easy to twist off, guys. So you got to be careful. It just leaked all over. Yeah, it gives me a Carlisle vibe from Parfums de Marly. Basically, it's like the same tobacco vibe, and it's not even just a vibe. It's basically like a clone of Carlisle. So, I mean, it's a good scent. It's a good fragrance. I give it like a 7 out of 10. But I mean, do you want to pay $200 for basically a clone? I mean, I leave it up to you guys. I don't want to say whether you should or shouldn't buy it. That's just my personal opinion on that. All right. So that one I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10, just because I do like the scent, but I have to take off a couple of points just for the simple fact that it's actually just a clone. Um, the next one is Oud Imperium, and this one I hated. I just right off the bat I hated it. Yeah, this one was yeah, I kind of have all of them on, so I'm kind of referring to them as I go. But this one is a really like, to me anyway, it's like an animalic oud, very barnyardy type oud. When I first smelled it, honestly, I definitely got a shit accord. it, it didn't smell very good, and it's not something that I want to keep on my skin. It's, as a matter of fact, it's something I want to get off of my skin. And so for some people, I know they really like that scent profile. Some people don't, like myself. So this one I'm definitely not going to recommend. I'm going to give this one, like I said, a 1 out of 10. The last one we have is Oud Luxuria, and this one I don't have a lot to say about this one as well, simply for the reason that it's just a typical oud rose combo. It's not going to be anything special. It's going to be something that you smelled in a lot of other brands, a lot of other oud rose fragrances. Just really heavy, skanky oud, rose, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not original either, but I mean, if you're looking for a decent oud rose fragrance and that's something that you're after, then go for it. But I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. But in closing, wrapping up, I do like the presentation of the Discovery set. I think the company that kind of spearheaded Navitus, I know they're based out of was it Dubai, right? Yeah, they're based out of the UAE, and so they're the ones that came out with a Roja-esque presentation, and the design that people have been hating on, the little infinity thing, like the stock photo thing. But I gotta say I think they did a really good job with with the Discovery set, just the presentation with that, it does feel pretty high quality. The sprays are nice. You guys got to be careful to make sure you twist them on all the way. And I'm talking to you guys that actually manufacture them out in Dubai. Just make sure they don't leak, because I have been seeing a lot of reports of people that have had them leak in way on transit. So just do be careful with that. But yeah, this is my overall, impression of the whole thing. I honestly can't say that I'm impressed. Yeah, it's not something that I would be willing to spend $200 a bottle on, and I think, and I say this, with a grain of salt, but I don't know that everyone's reviews on Facebook are purely unbiased, and that's the thing. And I also think that Steven is not he doesn't have a say in everything that goes on with this brand, simply because it's owned by a company out in Dubai. And so I think he did have something to do with like some of the creative process, like maybe he made a couple calls on some of the things, but overall, I mean, he's really kind of just the face of the brand. And the people in Dubai were banking on the fact that he was, an influencer, that he had over 100,000 reviewers, and so they were really banking on that. And now it's their job to kind of go in, sweep up, advertise, get it out there to people. And a lot of people are really excited to try it, and I was too. I got it in today. I gave you guys my honest review, so let me know what you guys think. For those of you guys that have tried it, to be quite honest with you, I don't see myself getting any of these bottles. I'm probably going to sell the Discovery set in a bit. But yeah, thank you guys for watching so much, and I hope you guys take a lesson out of this. I hope it helps you guys to formulate a better idea about what these fragrances are, and just to get a general idea about them. So take care, guys.